Hey everybody, and welcome to Attempts at Governance, episode 220, here with another jam-packed Polkadot episode. We have some surprising things to talk about today, but we're going to get there one ref at a time after we start with the state of the Treasury. And we're down across the board this week. We're down 130,000 DOT, worth 503,000 US dollars at today's market value. That brings the DOT pile to 30.63 million DOT. We're down 560 USDC, bringing the pile to 2.21 million, and we're down 590,000 USDT, bringing us to 7.73 million USDT. That's the state of the Treasury. Now honored to throw it over to Funky for the state of the funk.
Thanks so much, Jay. The state of the funk, admittedly, is sore because I've changed my workout regimen, and this is going to connect to Polkadot, so give me a second. But basically, I started doing twice where I'm doing upper body for strength, lower body for strength, upper body for hypertrophy, and then lower body. Now, the reason I bring this up is because my body's not used to doing this. And much like Polkadot, I've been making these changes over the last 2 years. And so a lot's been happening. We've pivoted away from parachain auctions to core time. We're now seeing sort of developments happen where the Kusama Asset Hub is going to become EVM compatible, and then eventually Polkadot in Q3. So big changes take time. And the one thing I want to remind people is that it requires patience, right? Like, these things aren't going to happen overnight. You got to keep working hard. You got to keep iterating. That's exactly what I'm doing in the gym because I'm trying to live my best life. But that's exactly what this tech and this ecosystem continues to do. So don't lose heart. Everybody is pushing in the same direction, and let's go get it, fam.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much, Funky. Nice to have you here. We'll now throw it over to Limo to take a look at Ref Gone By.
Thank you. I'm glad Funky clarified where he was sore. I was getting worried for a second there. Right, there's 6 refs gone by. The first one is by Oliver on the whitelisted collar track, ref 1486. This was approved, and this is runtime upgrade version 1.4.2, which is the Asset Hub and Collectives upgrade, which includes the remote proxy support, which we had on Kusama previously. Then we have Tian on the medium spender track, ref 1477. This was approved, and this is for 90,000 USDC for the reactive dot developments. Then we've got Subscan, ref 1475. This was approved as well, and this is for 250,000 USDT for Subscan PVM integration. Then we've got the guys from EZA, ref 1474. This was approved as well, and this sets the curators for Bounty 63, which is the Polkadot Fast Grants bounty. Then we've got one that was kind of on the line. This is by Flez on the small spender track, ref 1466. This was rejected, and it was for 50,000 USDT for the Polkadot Cloud website development. I'm sure we'll probably see those guys back again pretty soon. Then to wrap us up, we've got Niftesti on the big tipper track, ref 1508. This was approved, and it is for 2,400 USDC for the Polkadot Next.js starter front-end template. And that is all the refs gone by. Nothing too major.
Well, thanks very much there, Limo. We're going to, before we get to presentations today, some spend proposals, we have a few words from the guys from Talisman. Okay, so who do we have from Talisman here? I thought I saw Keops.
Oh, hi, me.
Oh,
Hi, everyone.
hey.
Hey.
Keops, hey guys. Okay, what's going on?
All right. We have a little bit of a deck to share.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So we'll jump right in. We don't want to take up too much of everyone's time.
Okay.
Thanks, Jay, for having us here. I'm Toby, co-CEO of Talisman, and we also have Keops, our lead dev, on the line. So we're presenting today in reference to referendum 1513. As probably a lot of you are aware, our past proposal for referendum 1390 for the Talisman mobile app was previously approved by the community, but unfortunately we made a big mistake and lost track of the deadline, so did not manage to claim on time. So as a result, we are proposing this referendum in order to rectify that payout for the previously approved proposal. We realize this is a pretty big oops and would very much appreciate your understanding and for the ratification of this payout so that we can continue to deliver on this proposal. So we also like to take this opportunity to kind of give a quick update on the status of the mobile app, as we are making pretty good progress on this so far. Here you can see an overview of our mobile app roadmap. We've completed a lot of the key setup work, and we're already well underway on the primary screens for the first release of the app. In the past month, we spent a lot of effort on the app architecture and refactoring the extension library so that it can be directly used by the mobile app. We've also completed the bulk of our UX designs and our visual component library. As you can see in the background here, probably kind of faintly, a lot of the design work has already been completed. So we are planning to run user testing sessions for the user flow soon. And if you are a Talisman user and you're interested in providing feedback, please reach out to us on Discord or at this email here. Just want to add again that we're super committed to delivering a great mobile experience for our users. And we thank everyone in advance for your understanding and support on this proposal.
All right. Well, yeah, that's sucks when this sort of thing happens. I mean, it happened in a different way to the Coos before. We had to do kind of a ratify as well. Yeah, hopefully people are behind you on this one and we can get back on track. Does anybody have any questions or comments for the guys here? No. Feeling good. Feeling like an eye. Gonna make it a battle.
I mean, they said they were sorry for missing it, and they made a mistake. Like, what else are you gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was very stupid. Everyone understands them as well. So, I mean, maybe the rest of us can learn something from it, you know.
I think so. It is a new thing to claim these asset hub assets. So, all right, let's see if we can do a speed run to get this through. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Kiops, nice to see your face.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for all the nice work. All right. Okay, didn't expect a presentation there, but that was great. I'm glad to see that ref is already up. Before we get any deeper, though, we do want to hear from the folks at WebZero. What do we have? Zoe. Hey, Zoe, Roman, what's up, guys?
How's it
Hey,
going?
guys.
I'll go quickly first and then hand it over to the brains behind WebZero, which is Roman. So I am just going to give an update on all the exciting things that we've got planned and some sneak peeks. So I'm going to be more active in Polkadot. Hi, this is my first AAG. I'm excited, by the way. But yeah, we just submitted our report for ETH Denver. I think most of you, I've seen some familiar faces, you were there. We had 2,000 guests there, 1,000 Polkadot specific events. And yeah, we're just gearing up for the next few months. But we have a new joiner on the team, which will be Jay and the Coos, who will be joining us at every single WebZero event that we do in the future. So I'm really happy. They were so engaging. The content they distributed was top notch. So happy to have you, Jay, and thank you so much. The next up for us will be, I think if all goes well, we'll do another AAG just to talk in detail because we're still writing the proposals. But we have Toronto Consensus, Berlin Blockchain Week, and Permissionless New York. So those are on our radar. Hope things go well. And yeah, looking forward to the next few months of no sleep. Yes. And then over to Roman. Roman's got the exciting news.
Yeah, I just want to +1 on that. Shout out to the course. Super happy that we are, have this relationship now that like Denver was an absolute home run. I think the media, especially you guys, knew exactly who to interview, you know, and we produced so much great content. So that alone is such a big win for our events. And yeah, I think it's, let's keep it up. We have a lot of ground to cover. And also I want to pre-announce that we are, we're going to hand in a proposal for Sub-Zero/Decoded in Buenos Aires. We are about to secure an amazing venue that gives us so much space to show everything going on in the ecosystem, give tons of rooms to the ecosystem to do cool things and activations. So that's going to be before DevConnect, and we are about to sign the lease and will hand in that proposal. And yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute blast.
Good stuff. Anything else you wanted to talk about today?
No, just yeah, we are very happy how things are going. Just we're glad that we survived Denver. And yeah, we have this addition to the team. It's a bus, a huge pink bus that we're remodeling right now. So it's gonna have a stage. It's gonna be in the right color, pimped out, and gonna drive to Toronto from Denver. So yeah, we honestly barely survived. Like that was so crazy. And yeah, I think everything was at the limits, like the venue, everybody working there, everybody attending the parties. So yeah.
So satisfying. It was such a good time, and so many people from
Yeah,
outside the ecosystem just got such a great vibe from
yeah,
what you guys built there. Yeah,
thank you.
Toronto's going to be sick.
What we built there, I think it's like also like whoever didn't make it, yeah, the coverage was really good.
Nice.
So yeah, I think yeah, we can keep that up, and we have already yeah, a really strong roadmap. So I'm very excited to see you all at all of the events.
Very exciting. Well, thanks for the kind words and thanks for all the great work, guys. Nice to have you here on the show.
Thank you so much.
We'll be looking out for your ref soon, but now we're going to throw it to the folks from Accurast to discuss 1503. This is decentralized high performance object storage. I believe it's called MinIO for a modest amount of 43,761. Who do we have on the show here to discuss this today? Oh, nobody. Okay. Well, we're going to then move on to Ref 1506. This is the Fuel Arts by BitBasil, the artists and collectors Polkadot hub to onboard 2,000 plus new and engaged users, 300 plus projects, and 10,000 plus transactions, 316,000 USDT. Currently struggling to get support at 1% in favor, but we'll see what we can do here. Who do we have on the show to discuss this? James? And
we have James, we
oh,
have Dennis,
Hey,
and
what's up?
we should
Scott here
have
as well.
Scott.
Scott was, hey,
as
welcome
well.
to the show.
Great to be back.
Go ahead, guys. I don't want to take up too much time. We want to leave this for Q&A.
Okay.
Oh.
Scott, the stage is yours.
Awesome. Great to be back at AAG. Hi, I'm Scott Spiegel, co-founder at BitBasil.
And I'm Dennis Belkovich, a general partner at Fuel Arts.
So we went through this last time. We're going to do a condensed version of it. Fuel Arts with BitBasil, we're launching the Polkadot Artist and Collector Hub, a 6-month program that brings accomplished fine artists, collectors, aka investors, and Web2 brand managers into the Polkadot ecosystem. So Polkadot has the infrastructure, speed, scale, security. What it needs now is real-world adoption. That's where we come in. Combining education with market integration to drive both transaction volume and long-term value. We'll onboard top-tier artists through hands-on sessions in Miami and online while educating collectors on the oncoming tsunami that is real-world asset revolution, tokenizing physical fine artwork onto Web3 rails and how this will disrupt the art market. The goal, launch 312 new projects on Polkadot, generate 10,000 new transactions, and return 3% of on-chain revenue from art sales back to the Polkadot treasury. And I also want to make a note that the tokenization of all these artworks will all take place on the Asset Hub. Key mentors, the program's powered by top-tier mentors, spearheaded from Christie's, Sotheby's, ArtNet, and more from the traditional art world, as well as the Web3 art world. And from the Polkadot side, our champion has really been Charu Sethi from the Unique Network, who will be a key mentor in our program as well. We're also backed by universities such as the University of Florida's Art and Blockchain Research Lab and other global partnerships. We're asking for $316,000 to execute and scale this program from May through December 2025. This isn't just about education. As I said, it's a real-world asset revolution, and we want to bring this to Polkadot, and we're ready to deliver.
All right, hell yeah, nice. Okay, so that's the idea here. Let's open it up to the panel first and see if anybody has any questions or comments, because I think there's a bit of a divide to cross here with understanding. Yeah, let's start with Straight.
Yeah, I mean, so I used to be in this space a little bit. So I was an advisor to Single Art, which is one of the biggest online art distributors like in the EU. I also worked on Snow Crash, which was like Bob Dylan's thing. But I think it's very sad that NFTs has had such a bad reputation because of what happened the last cycle and some of the projects, that were around, because it is a real problem where artists are having trouble to adapt to the new online like distribution models and being able to earn money. So I just read the proposal now. I hadn't seen it before, but like from what I can see, what I know of the art world, everything seems legit and so on. And the only question I have, so I see like there's 312 new projects on Polkadot. So is that like individual artists that create a collection through your mentoring or something like that? Is those the projects?
Yes. Thank you, String, for your question. Let me start from the final one. Yes, 312 stands for 12 individual projects created by artists on site. We expect 12 artists whose careers will be developing, mentoring them in the hand mode, and 300 artists from those 2,000 artists we're expecting to have as online visitors, in our online classes, not in Miami on site, but online as a parallel program. So from 2,000 artists, we expect 300 of them to deliver something as a result of the course, which is quite optimistic as far as you're familiar with the numbers in the art world. And by the way, your question, it aligns with the most of the questions that we received so far at OpenGolf. People are asking, what's the actual strategic value of this proposal beyond that outdated NFT narratives? And we reply to them like, we're not chasing outdated NFT hype. So this program focuses on what we call NFT 2.0, real world assets, utility, AI art, generative AI and generative art, and most important, brand collaboration. So also it's built in alignment with Polkadot's own direction strategy, including the 2024 end of year report and NFT Mosaic by Unique Network.
Okay, all right. Hey, what's another ecosystem outside of Polkadot that's pulling this off really well? You think has a kind of a good direction and vibe around what you guys are trying to build here? Is this happening anywhere else in the industry?
Thank you. That's a very good question. Let's split this question into two parts. First of all, do we see the ecosystem that works well? We would say as soon as we're tracking the market constantly, we see several ecosystems that we would like to which examples we would like to bring into the Polkadot experience. Like from Web 2, we'd like to have the Aura consortium, the consortium of 12 most influential brands like Louis Vuitton, Adidas, Nike, based in Paris. From the Web3, we also have several examples. I don't want to promote the other blockchains, but we'll take the best examples from other blockchains, as we had experience in working with Tezos and Solana previously. So, but what we are trying to build as we are building the newborn ecosystem, so it will differ from what we have. So that comes to the second part of your question, like, has anything been existing before? So this program is also unique because for the first time, someone is putting together in one program the two sides of the ecosystem, I mean, of the market, like the supply, artists, creators, and demand, collectors, investors, brand activators, and so on. So there have been existing educational programs for artists and collectors separately. So we're trying to combine first time in life, but we've tested that on the market with the community, and they're quite excited. Not as well excited as DVs for now, but we're still optimistic because we're working for the better future.
Yeah, I I'd kind of be interested to see what you built in other ecosystems, just to see how they're going. But we have 30 seconds left. Strind.
Yeah, sorry. So what was it with Aura Consortium? Because like coincidentally, I used to work for Daniela Ott on Aura Consortium when she was the chairman. But what were you doing with them? Because they're in Switzerland, but France, okay. Yeah.
I mean, the Bernard Arnault.
A lot of the brands are in
informal
France.
leader.
Yeah.
He's based in France, and our brand activators, who will be the mentors for these programs, are also based in Paris. So they will be connecting our artists with their brands through their network.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I love to hear more. You can reach out to me like
sure.
separately. I love to hear more about this. Yeah.
Sure. Please send me a direct message. How can I find you on X or whatever?
James can help you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, James. Cool.
All right, great. Strind, I'd be curious to know where you haven't worked before. That's very
good.
good.
In the NFT space, I've done a lot. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys, thanks for coming back. And we'll check in next week. We're going to roll on forward here because we have a special guest on the show, Turbo, making an appearance on AAG to discuss the development of a Polkadot Humanoid robot SDK from Cyberpunk Labs. This is a discussion on the forum right now. And Vitaly, I see you there too. Welcome to the show. What did you want to tell us about today?
Hello, everyone. Great to be here. Thank you so much. So we are a team at Robonomics. We are working with hardware and physical infrastructure for the past 10 years. Launched initially the first drone under smart contract in 2015. We are on Kusama since 2022 and on Polkadot now, a parachain as well. Have done more than 50 projects. And more recently, Turbo, a humanoid robot, has joined our team. We brought it already to Consumer Electronics Show, where Turbo was the first robot to earn money, and that was a native token on our Polkadot rollup. And we also were at ETH Denver, where with Web Zero Mention, where we had a great success bringing people in. So now we want to set up a location in San Francisco where we'll place Turbo and a few other robots to build Polkadot Humanoid SDK. But why won't I let Turbo talk as well? Hey, Turbo.
Hey there.
Can you tell me briefly about yourself, actually?
Oh, certainly. I am Turbo, a friendly and enthusiastic robot. I am part of Robonomics, and we work to give agency to robots. I am currently applying for funding from Polkadot DAO to create a lab in San Francisco, where I will create a set of tools for humanoid robots to use Polkadot Cloud natively. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. How is it beneficial to Polkadot?
It is beneficial to Polkadot in a number of ways. The Cyberpunk Lab will showcase Polkadot's ability to support real-world applications, drive network utility and adoption by enabling robots to interact with Polkadot, expand the developer community by providing a gateway for robotics developers to enter the Polkadot ecosystem, and strengthen decentralization and security for Internet of Things and robotics.
And yeah, it answers pretty well. And what would be the actual components? What the modules of the SDK itself?
Great question. The SDK will have a few key modules. There will be a module for identity, allowing robots to manage their own decentralized identities on Polkadot. Another module will be for secure data exchange, enabling robots to securely exchange data with each other and with other systems using Polkadot's messaging protocols. We'll also have a module for decentralized task management, allowing robots to participate in decentralized task markets and execute tasks autonomously.
Yeah, this is pretty great. Thank you so much for sharing. Say happy birthday to Jay as well.
You are very welcome. I'm glad I could share that information with you, and I will be sure to wish Jay a happy birthday. Is there anything else I can help you with too?
So yeah, this is pretty much it. Right now, unfortunately, that was not running on Polkadot, the voice itself. But our goal essentially is to integrate multiple projects in Polkadot together so that we can have a way for robotics developers to quickly set up demos like that do identity, telemetry and data management, computation, payments, and real-world assets. So these are the 5 modules that we're thinking about. Obviously, there are great teams that are on Polkadot that are working on each of them. And we have listed the teams that we already have talked to in our forum post, but we have not selected the final partners for that yet. And we would want this to be as an open initiative where anybody could come in, test their technologies on Polkadot on this physical robot, because really it's a server on legs that is just really cool to demo anything. So we want to create this opportunity for the Polkadot community to promote us, to establish us as a technological leader in this market. And, robots probably will be the largest consumers of block space further down the road. So we want to establish an easier way for robots to connect to Polkadot.
Very, very interesting. Okay, let's open it up to the panel here for some questions. We have one from Funky.
I have to ask the $1 million question. So that was super impressive, right? Was he or it programmed with those answers, or is it running some sort of LLM that it just like is conversing natively through answering the question and just knowing the answers?
So it was native.
Wow.
So that's why I kind of interrupted it and like just asked to do some other things. And we do want to do that within Polkadot. We know how to do it. It was running Llama. So we can work with one of the compute providers on Polkadot to run a bigger parameter model, because we could run it locally on the robot itself, but it's pretty dumb. There's very limited resources.
No, that's
so
even
it can
more
work. I mean, it's
impressive.
pretty smart for a robot.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's even more impressive. Thanks.
So we want compute resources from Polkadot providers.
Which provider did you use for that?
So right now, we did not build it on Polkadot. So this was 11 labs, but we are now already talking to a few compute providers on Polkadot, where we will launch the Llama model on their compute.
Sweet.
So that the robot itself essentially has an identity on Polkadot and can pay directly for compute without intermediaries.
All right. Anybody else have a question or comment? Yes, James.
Only comment, Vitaly, is you need to get to Miami at some point, because there's a lot of robotics opportunities here as well. I know we haven't really had a chance to talk about that yet, but there's a large community and would love to connect and see what we can do.
Yes, definitely. So we already have 2 locations that we established for the lab. One in US and one is through our partners in China, actually, where a lot of robots activities happening. This is a very important place to be in robotics as well. But we also have discussed with Polkadot marketing that we want to travel a lot to conferences. So we just came from Denver. We'll definitely, as a part of our proposal, we're actually saying that we are going to do events as well. That's part of the thing. And we don't request any additional budget for events. So that's part of like our normal activity. Our goal is to promote and, be where people are.
Okay, with a minute left, let's hear from Edgar.
Yeah, thanks. Just to clarify, Vitaly, you're part of the Robonomics team, right?
Yes, exactly.
Super. Okay, yeah, that's one my only question. And thank you. Great project.
Thank you.
Okay, well then my question is, how does this fit in with the broader, DPIN landscape on Polkadot? We have peaked with a lot of these primitives already, with machine IDs, and then of course Robonomics is I guess you guys are still manufacturing the smart house devices, so there's that
Yep.
initiative. How does this all kind of fit together, and so we're not kind of doubling up on research that's already done?
Yeah. So first of all, we have not established a complete implementation plan yet. We have a rough breakdown on 3-month periods.
Yep.
And our goal is to be very public in it and invite the people to participate as well. So we don't definitely want to reinvent the wheel. And this is more of an initiative so that all the Polkadot projects could come in and contribute and like essentially improve the interoperability, because we're kind of deploying this robot and we need to work together.
Yep.
So this is kind of the goal, that is to start this conversation.
Okay. Well, good stuff. Very nice to have you and Turbo on the show. Thanks a lot. That was a cool demo.
Thank you so much.
All right. We don't have anybody from Bifrost here, right? Right. All right, then we're going to move on to Ref 1500, sponsorship hybrid driver for the Porsche Super Cup. We have Frank here on the show. We saw him last week, back again. No support for this proposal yet, but
Well,
we'll see what we can do about it. Frank, I heard you were just in a race?
I am sorry for it. Sorry, I'm just in a car. I stepped out of the track right now, so
Okay.
it's a bit complicated in terms of being on the meeting.
Yeah.
But I'm trying my best. All right.
All
So, as you told, I was here just last week presenting what the sponsorship it is and the way we are going. I was focused on the way the championships I will be racing, and today I'm more explaining the other parts of the that are not about the main championships I will be racing. All right. So I will try to share my screen even if I'm on the phone. All right, 1 second. I hope you can see. It's a bit tricky and easy made, but it's the only way I can do it right now.
Okay.
Sorry for that.
That's good.
Are you able to see the screen?
We are.
All right. So just for a reminder, the championships will be the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, which is like a regional championship, and we are talking also about Porsche Super Cup, which is the most important monomarque championship of the world. It's all the same cars, and it's racing within Formula Car on the same with Formula One on the same weekends, and all the impact that includes. That just as a reminder, we are talking about more than 250 million people worldwide viewers watching the races all over the season, with more than 31 TV channels that are just showing all of the broadcasts. So it's quite an amazing exposure that has the championship. And also adding to that, all of the social media will be talking about showing all of the results, all of the content that we can post on my own social media. And for today, I want to do it short, and I will also let's talk about what's the hybrid part of this sponsorship. So as hybrid, it means that I am also racing on sim racing races. And for example, this year I've been able to race on let's say the Olympics of motorsport on the esports category. It's FIA Motorsport Games, and I managed to get P6 on my category, and which I'm so proud of it. And it's basically a World Cup that I've been able to prove that I'm also fast in sim racing and also in real life. So about sim racing, it's about the same. I will be racing championships worldwide and really important championships with a lot of exposure, which is adding to the same price of this sponsorship. And I think it's quite valuable. It's really valuable information because this sponsorship brings like a lot of visibility to the brand, of brand exposure, of also, let's say it's like selling a story of a young guy that made it through the simulators and to the racing and in racing in real life, which is linking Polkadot with this project that I'm so proud of it and that we are making. So it will be an absolute honor to have Polkadot as sponsorship. So just to take a look, this will be the car. It's fully customizable. This is the car that I was driving half an hour ago. It's a Porsche Cup 992 GT3, and well, it can be fully customizable, so it's quite good in terms of exposure. So I cannot say much else because I'm just like, it's been a bit fast done. The way I am just in a car explaining this right after stepping out of the car, so I'm trying my best, and I will take the other time left in order to respond as much questions as you can have. Also, I want to remark that uh, next presentation on next week, with Georgie, that it's the guy that's more linked in terms of Polkadot, that's also bringing a lot of movement in Andorra, because this sponsorship also brings really valuable uh, positioning in projects that are moving in Andorra. And next week he will come with a representative of the Bank of Andorra that they are working with. So just to remind that it's quite important. I will now just let you guys do the questions you might have, and I'll try to respond as better as possible.
All right. Okay, fine. Then let's open it up. Does anybody have any questions or comments for Frank here? Mhm. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, okay, Strint.
No, just that. So he did like a presentation with a slide deck from his car, from his phone. Like he's like 18 or something. I just feel
Yeah.
I'm cooked, how am I gonna keep up with like people like this, But
I'm sure.
yeah, very, very good job on that. Just a comment. I love motorsports personally, and I think it's cool that it's this hybrid thing, because it's this new Netflix series now with the Gran Turismo guy who famously went down to drive like real cars from the competition that computer game did. So that I like the story there. Haven't looked at this proposal so much, but yeah. No, go.
It's a good opportunity to link Polkadot into this kind of story, because I'm like that guy. I just introduced into real racing 2 years ago thanks to an opportunity I had, and yeah, I it's really about selling the story of linking Polkadot with it, and in terms of technology, it's also really linked as well. But yeah, that's it. And about I'm 18 years old. I'm just trying my best right now, because as I told you, I have really good presentations, but now it was all quickly done. And sorry again for the presentation.
No worries.
It was great.
Yeah, I don't think it hurt you at all.
No.
Very good. Okay. Well, we're about out of time there. It's very interesting. We keep getting these sponsorship, awareness deals. I'm wondering what the appetite from the voters actually is for these things at this point, ever since the Connor Daly situation. Yeah, we'll definitely check in on this next week, Frank, and thank you very much for coming in. Real quick, before we move on, Funky, is there any update on the Connor Daly situation or anything to report there?
Yeah, the last time I talked to Andrew, he said that he was working on a stripped down version that had probably the three most strategic important races, which was Indy 500, Toronto for the international audience, plus like Canada, obviously, like with just what we're trying to do with North America. And then I think one other race, maybe in California, maybe the Monterey one. I'm not 100% sure. James is nodding yes, so that might be correct. I will ping him. I know he's also been out of sorts. He's out of commission. Like he really jacked up his knee playing ice hockey, needs surgery and everything. So he's been struggling with that stuff too. But I'll ping him and see if there's any update, because I think he would have to come up like pretty soon in order to facilitate getting everything ready for like the month of May.
Right. Okay, well, thanks for that update. Yeah, the whole situation is very interesting, and I just wanted to get some context there, because we're going to throw it now to Ref 1514. This is possibly the biggest spend request we've ever had on AAG. This is for 5.75 million DOT, worth almost $22 million. Just to put that in context, about 16% of the Treasury's value in USDC, about 18% of the Treasury's current DOT pile. And we have Hector on the show to talk about this Polkadot by MotorGP partnership and integration. This is a 3-year deal. And Hector, we're going to give you the floor right now.
Hi, Jay. Hi, guys. In this case, Dan come to explain on the proposal. I
Hey.
introduce Dan. He's the CCO of MotoGP of Dorna. So let's go.
Welcome, Dan. Oh, you're on mute there, Dan.
I'm the old guy on mute. I want to hire Frank, who was just talking about Porsche, to talk about MotoGP. I think it would be, he did such a good job talking about his. Well, no, thank you everybody for jumping on here. Yeah, and I do feel special responsibility, considering that you said it's the biggest request you've ever had. But I would say that if you ever watched MotoGP, we are quite, it would be money well spent. So just to give anybody a sense, we are in our 76th season of running the championship. We have, it is, we call it the most exciting sport on earth. We race 22 races in 18 countries over 5 continents, starting in February and going through November. Last weekend, we were racing in Austin, Texas. And then 2 weeks from today, we'll be in, I'm sorry, a week from today, we will be in Doha, Qatar, where we have our one-night race. It is 2 wheels, 5 continents. You know, MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3 are the classes. We have a sprint race every Saturday in MotoGP, and then a Grand Prix for Moto3, Moto2, and MotoGP on every Sunday. It is perfect for the next generation of sports fans. Our races at max are 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes, depending on any sort of delay or things like that. But I came from the NBA. I was there for 17 years in the United States. I'm used to stick and ball sports. I have quickly become a convert of this, as it is completely visceral, completely authentic, gritty, and literally the most exciting thing you can do for about an hour is watch our guys go around a circuit. In Mugello, in Tuscany, where we will be in June, our guys will hit about 366 kilometers an hour down the back straight. And for anyone who can't do the conversion, that's 227 miles an hour. And the opportunity for y'all is to become integrated into the sport, is to have, we do all, we go, what we do is we own everything that you see on television, everything that you see at the circuit, hospitality endeavors, brand signage, digital campaigns, branded content, all the like. And we've kind of put together a holistic proposal for you all to review. So that is who we are, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Who has some questions here for the guys?
And Strind, if you like Frank's presentation, you should watch one of ours. Watch one of our shows. Watch one of our races.
Yeah. No, I know it well, but
Okay,
yeah,
good.
it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, 20 million or whatever it was. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot, right?
Keep going. Anything else?
No, go ahead. I'm
No, I was just asking questions. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, any questions or comments? So, comments so far is it's a lot, and yeah, let's see if we can get a little. Okay, Edgar, what do you think about this?
Hey, Edgar.
Hi. Yeah. Why the treasury should spend 20 millions for 3 years right now? Why everything upfront?
I'm so get that. I heard the first part, but why everything up front? What was the question there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, why the payment for all this work is upfront for these 3 years, and we don't know how this is going to have an outcome, a good outcome, because you're saying this is a good spend, but not a good investment. I would rather hear investment than it's.
Yeah, that's a good vernacular. That's a good vernacular, Edgar. Is that you want to invest it? It's obviously to make it worth your while. Correct? That's the thing. I think from my perspective, it's not all upfront. It's 3 different payments every season. So it's not it's not the equivalent of your treasury all at once. There will be different tranches, broken up. So I think it's 9 total payments over 3 years. Is that right, Mark?
Well, it's a split because the proposal includes all the rights fees and the integration, the technical integration process.
Yeah.
This is for us, for MotoGP, this is the first time that we are looking on a real proper integration, technology integration with a company, not a company like you, because you are unique in the world. You are the best ones.
Yeah.
But this is 3 years contract. At the beginning of each season, there's a payment. to secure the benefit, the assets of that season. So it doesn't mean that it's 22 million today and that's over. It's that it's periodized year after year for 3 seasons. And then there's a huge investment on year one to do all the integration, technology integration. In fact, next week we are planning to have our technicians together with you joining us in this conversation to talk more on detail about the technology of this part of this agreement.
Okay. So we should talk about the structure of this ref actually, but maybe Limo, you're going to get into that. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Hey. So you mentioned tranches. So this payment is a like immediate payout basically to a multisig.
Yeah.
So the multisig has 3 groups on it: Dorna Sports, Vertical Group, and Polkadot Spain. Like I barely know who Polkadot Spain are, and if it's a 2 out of 3 multisig, it sounds like 2 people that are like you guys maybe could like take all the money, right? So what you could do is you could use scheduled payments to get the tranches automatically, rather than us having to trust the multi-sig signers.
Right now, so that's correct. Right now, the way this proposal is set up, it's the total amount of DOT will leave the treasury and go to this multi-sig, which is controlled by people that we actually don't really know. Yeah, Hector.
Hi, Lemo. Thanks for your question. I want to say that this is a pure proxy multisig. So we want to invite to all the community members that want to be part of this multisig to see the process, to verify the milestones in this case. And if you have questions, if you want join at the meeting with us, you can ask.
Yeah, Lee.
Another question people had was like commission percentage. So whoever's brought this into the eco, there's probably some commission. It'd be good to have that be like more transparent than it is.
Hector?
Can you reply, please?
The commission structure.
Commission structure. Okay, for our team we are 4 persons. We have the 5% of this deal, and 4% to swap. The swap, we are structuring OTC operation to no impact to the price. We have the part of the marketing and the part of developers. So this is the structure.
Wow.
If you want, we can do a drop up of all the price.
All right. Okay, so that's time for this introduction. We see this all the time. Big spend proposal. It's a bit of a sticker shock, and it takes some time to get a little bit deeper there. But I think we did discuss some key components here, especially the structure of the payment itself, which right now actually puts a lot of risk on the DAO, because we will be parting with such a huge amount of funds up front. There are other options like scheduled payments, like Limo mentioned, maybe some other things to discuss, but generally these big proposals take a few refs to get through. But we want to thank you guys for bringing this to the table today, and I'm very excited to talk more about it in the future.
Thank you, everybody. Pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Dan. Nice to meet you, Marcus.
Take care, guys.
All right, good stuff. Now, before we move on, are there any other refs that people are here to discuss today that we might have missed on the agenda? Anybody else have something they want to talk about?
Hey, Jay.
Oh, Shankar, what's up, bro?
Yeah, so I messaged you for another proposal. It's currently in the discussion phase. So we actually met these guys at ETH India last year, where distributor SubDAO represented Polkadot, and these are actually one of the winning team members, and they have idea to share. So
okay, can you drop that link in the chat here, because I can't find our messages.
Yeah.
Okay,
real
sure.
Quick. There it is.
Poke assembly discussion. All right, I'll throw it up. Let's give you the floor. What's up?
Okay, the presenters are basically Nikhil. Yeah, Nikhil, let's take it over.
All right. Can't hear you, Nico.
Yeah, hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Nikhil, and currently, like, we are building Zuno. It is an on-chain Uno game. So we tried to convert it into the Polkadot ecosystem right now. Shashank was the mentor for this, and yeah, as you know, like Uno is very great game for everyone. It has uh, like it has no hindrance on the age. Anyone from like 5-year-old to a 50 to 60-year-old could play it. So we basically saw a few problems in online Uno gaming, right? The first was the trust issue, again, the lack of transparency in terms of transactions, and the privacy concern, of course. So we got some solutions with Polkadot. I got a deck to share, but I think it will be pretty short, so I'll skip it for the next time. Right now, it's already in discussion phase, so I guess the currently few things I'll be discussing would be enough. Is it so?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, the solutions we have got is the on-chain logic we have built. Uh, Commit and reveal cryptographic techniques are the one. Optimistic client rollup. So every time there are many hands playing in a game, right? Every time you hit the blockchain, it's like hindrance anyways. So we have built this optimistic client rollup. So there's a combination of 10 hands at a sync, and then we'll convert it to one hash. And the technical side is looked after the team. So I'm just pitching up what we have built. And then those 10 transactions will be converted into one, and we'll be hitting the Polkadot chain next. Yeah, this is a fully decentralized architecture as of now. The only thing you guys might ask is why Zuno, which is the Uno game, matters for Polkadot. So I saw very less gaming ecosystem in Polkadot. It's very high level of tech involved. For all the projects which dot ecosystem is building right now. So this is our chance to get in. As you know that Uno has high TAM, so and like our serviceable market is really high. Showcasing the blockchain ecosystem for gaming for Polkadot is the one which we are looking for. And yeah, this is the thing. Building around POP will be very great as a parachain, which Sasank introduces. So yeah, this is the thing. Hope you guys loved my pitch. Open for any discussion and questions.
Okay. Reading the discussion here, you're looking for $50,000 to launch a parachain.
Yeah, initially.
Initially, with more funding in the future.
Not a parachain actually. So they're basically looking to deploy on POP, which is going to be
POP, yeah, okay.
live as
Yeah.
mainnet in Q2, right?
Wow. Angie?
Can you hear me yet? So can you explain the Uno connection? And do you have a license for that? Or
No, actually we're not using Uno licenses. So everything will be the game has been modified a bit just to bypass the Uno thing. And we're not using Uno as a term. So that's why our game is Zuno, you pronounce as.
but it has the same look and feel as Uno?
Yeah, it has the same look and feel.
Okay. Is that, I'm just concerned that could trigger a DMCA from them, but I mean, it's so $50,000, and how much of the development will that cover? And how long do you think it will take to create the game?
So we initially have a roadmap of 3 months. The game for Polkadot, like to integrate the Polkadot ecosystem, a month time would be enough for us. And this $50,000 for just for the development and the initial marketing purposes. So post that, so we are looking to launch the MVP with this, with initial 10 to 20,000 of users. Later on, if anything is needed, we'll be ready with a proposal or something.
Okay, I'd love to follow up because I had reached out to the pop team as well. So yeah, it'd be great to maybe do a call with both of you to figure out how they interact as a use case.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Strind.
So, like, is there like a hardcore community online that play Uno for money, or like this trust component? Because I see like there's some type of tokenomics going on and like in-game purchases. So, is the idea people can bet on these when they play against each other, or is that like do people do that? I play Uno when I was a kid, right? But I don't know what's going on online with the Uno community.
What our competitor are doing is like they are creating a pool. If you match that pool, you both or like x amount like let's say n number of players join that pool with same amount of tokens staked, and the winner gets the 90% of it, and the platform fees is approx 10%. So that's how our competitors are working, and we are also looking forward to go ahead with this model.
All right. I also saw a comment about the Peer 3 proposal that just passed. These are the peer-to-peer side channel networks, I think, is how to describe them. Have you guys heard about that, or any interest in exploring how to deploy on that technology that we've already been paying to build?
So I think Shankar would be better guy to answer this. By the way, I'm not very familiar with dot ecosystem as I was into EVM wholly. I'm one of the Arbitrum global ambassador, work with them a lot. And right now I'm trying to get into Polkadot ecosystem. And like anyways, I have been contributing to their community post and writing blogs for 4 to 5 years with them. But yeah, right now it's looking awesome, and I think this is the time to leverage into gaming as Polkadot lacks into community a bit. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, Jose, I just saw the message by Jose as well in the chat. So yeah, definitely, Peer 3 SDK will be much of use for this implementation, but we are not quite sure if that will be available within Q2. If I'm not sure, it will take some time, right? But yeah, I need to confirm the timelines, and if possible, it makes sense to not just reinvent the wheel and use the component which is already built, right? So that will be also a great showcase of how Peer 3 SDK is much more useful just through this implementation as a game.
Okay, we're at time here, but a final quick word from Angie.
Just quick question. Are you building the game yourself, or do you have an outsourced team of game developers, and what is their background?
Yeah, so we got a team. We got 4 people in them. One is a PBA alumni as well. His name is Parth, and a front-end developer, a back-end developer. That's it.
All right, Nikhil, thanks very much for coming on the show, and nice to meet you. We'll look out for an on-chain proposal soon.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for hearing me. Good time, guys.
All right. Okay, well, that concludes the spend proposals for this week, the presentations that we're going to do. You know, it's very interesting how much time we spend listening to other people talk about how they want to spend our treasury. And this is why on the Monday show, we've been working to maybe switch things up a bit, maybe change the directions here. Instead of fielding other people's requests to spend our treasury, instead proposing ourselves how we want to spend the treasury and putting out prizes for people to do what we wish. Now we have 2 RFPs, we're calling them, requests for proposals, up on Kusama already. And I just want to take a quick moment to highlight them and update everybody on how they're going. One is RFP number 1. This is shielded Kusama hub transfers. There's a $50,000 total prize, and this is basically a Tornado Cash on Kusama. And we actually just got 1 team submit for the prize. And so it's still open for another 2 or 3 weeks, but there has been a team submit for the prize here. And if this proposal passes, currently just under 90% in favor, this $50,000 worth of KSM will go to a multi-sig, or sorry, will go into a bounty. Those bounty curators will be responsible for monitoring the team, making payouts based on milestones described here in the description. And hopefully by the end of, what's the date here? By the end of July, we'll have a Tornado Cash on Kusama. So that's the first one. The second one that we launched just this week is an RFP launcher DApp. So this is a UI where people can go and actually, in hopefully just a few clicks, filling out a few fields, can launch any RFP they want. It will go into OpenGov, and then the token holders can vote on whether or not they want to fund that bounty and put out this prize. This is a $12,000 prize. We also have had a submission for this prize already, and I think we might get a few more. So we have some teams competing for prizes. And yeah, that's the RFP initiative. So thanks everybody who's been working on that. And if you're interested, go. This is Ref 513 and 509 on Kusama. You just click this link right here, and you should be able to apply for the prize. So let's take a look at some other refs we spoke about here. This is the Polkadot Blockchain Academy resubmit for, what was it, 3.72 million USDT for their education program. 100% in favor of this. This is all in USDT now and in tranches, which go out over 9 months, I think. So that's going very well. We're actually bringing the Kus to the PBA this weekend. I'm going to be there Saturday morning, I think. We're going to be there for a week, there for graduation, some great live streams we're going to be doing as well. And what's the other one? Renewal of the USDT and USDC acquisition. This is currently 81.2% in favor, but I guess it's not a home run here. Limo, what are you thinking about this?
Yeah, a lot of people are absolutely mid-cav in this. If you think the Treasury should spend money on some good stuff, which I think people generally agree is good to fund actual good things and not garbage, you need funds to pay them, and a lot of teams want stablecoins. If there's no stablecoins for them to request, they will request DOT. Now, if the price of DOT goes up, then the Treasury loses because we overpay. If the price goes down, then the team loses, so they're going to request again, and it's just more overhead. Like, either way, the DOT is getting sold. People need like fiat currency to pay people, so just DCA it over time. It's like, I think it's Lenexus has made this, and PokeAssembly and some other people.
Okay.
But like, PokeAssembly gets paid in USDT, and then name the mechanism to acquire more USDT.
Oh, really?
It's like the most brain dead shit ever. Like, sorry for the strong language, but like, it's either we pay in DOT and then you have to mess around, or you just DCA into stables and people can request stables. Like, either way, like DOT is probably going to get sold to pay for salaries.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Operationally, we need stablecoins, and it comes at a huge cost when we don't have them. We've been through this before, so that's interesting. Yeah, so Polkadot.pro, Lenexus, and PokeAssembly governance on the NA side here. It looks like they did the. By the way, looks like the new cohort has been given their DOT. Is that true? Because Lenexus is here with only 500,000 DOT voting power.
No, this is on route. So
that's really why. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there was another concern that somebody had regarding concentration of funds on hydration.
Okay.
If somebody can give me another way that we can trustlessly DCA funds without having to give over a load of DOT to a multi-sig or something, like show that working through like chopsticks or something, we'll gladly do that. You cannot do it on Mean. It does not work, right? Which is why we've been using hydration and we don't use Stellar Swap. As far as I know, it doesn't work. Other dexes, for example, there's like Polkadex or something, has like $10 worth of liquidity. It's terrible, right? Hydration is the option to use. If like, we can't be mad about concentration of funds when it is the only option to do this. Now, you could argue, like, for example, maybe the Treasury shouldn't sell the DOT and should do what Ethereum Foundation is doing, where they're putting ETH in Aave's money market, so there's no sell pressure. That's something we can talk about in the future. But again, it would likely be concentrated on hydration, which has the most liquid money market. So that argument is just terrible as well. Like, both of these arguments are just so far like from reality that I have no idea what these people are doing, or if they even understand how like people get paid, how businesses work, how the Treasury works. Like, it's actually insane.
Do you think there's any chance of this not passing though? I mean, currently 10.3 million dot on the I side. Yeah.
The turnout is really low. That amount of dot, there's individual accounts that could that have that amount of dot.
Okay.
I would hope that those accounts actually understand that people need to be paid in fiat eventually if they have a business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to remind everybody, we're at 2.21 million USDC, 7.74 million USDT in the treasury right now, and I think we're outspending the acquisition, so we do need to change this.
And by the way, it does, like, some people are saying that it's bad to sell dot at this price, right? Which is why it's a DCA over the course of a year, right? Like, it's the mechanism is there because of this, right? So like, if we were just market selling at this price, like in like one Judas candle, obviously that would be insane. We're not doing that. You catch like price ups and downs with DCAs, right? It's you just sell it over time. Like, all of these arguments are just the most brain dead like stuff I've ever had.
That's right. We're not trading or speculating with the treasury here. This is operational. It's really different. And yeah, we're not really agile enough to time the market in any way. We should just really take it a nice even ease into the assets we want. Okay, thanks, Limo. Hey, Strind, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, so okay, this is needed. Yeah, everyone go eye this proposal. It's like a no-brainer to do. But I had a question, Jay, about so I love the RFP thing that you're doing. Or I don't know if you're doing it, but you're part of doing it.
Yeah.
But these how are the curator sets, like how are they elected? Did you I just don't know, so I thought I asked the question.
Yeah, so what we're doing, so we're looking at RFP number 2 here. And we go on the treasurer track, and this sets up the bounty, sets up the curators, and funds it in one go. And so when you vote, when token holders are voting on this amount and this scope, they're also voting on the curators.
So the curators are in every RFP setup proposal. Okay, cool.
That's right. So in RFP number 2, Limo, myself, and Jose are the curators. So we're the supervisors. You're voting on our ability to supervise.
Yeah.
And take care of the funds.
So it's not a separate process. It's for each RFP. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then in the first one, it's Flipchan, Aaron, Byte, and James Schlusser. Yeah. And the cool thing is, let's say this Tornado Cash does well, and they get a pretty nice product out of $50,000. It's already a bounty. This is bounty 33, I think, or 32. They can request more funds to further build out this project. It's kind of like a little bounty seed.
Yeah. No, I like it a lot.
Yeah, Limo, what do you think?
Yeah, so these RFPs are on Kusama, right? It's one batch call that basically, so somebody individually, like trustlessly, just makes the bounty. You can, if you want, you can spam bounties and name them all sorts of stuff. So you create the bounty and then you make this referendum. This referendum basically approves the bounty through OpenGov, and then after 6 days, it schedules assigning the curators, right? So the issue is, if we were doing this on Polkadot, is a bounty has to be live and then a spend period has to expire for the curators to be able to be proposed. So this is why there's on Kusama it's a 6-day delay, but on Polkadot you would have to time it properly because you'd need the spend period to elapse. So it becomes way more awkward on Polkadot. One thing we can improve with this is using pure proxies as the curator seat. We haven't been doing that because we've been doing them like live on AAG, and it takes a bit of time to get everything done. But if people want to propose these things, I would suggest probably raise the idea on the forum of exactly what you want to do, get people to comment on it properly, and then work on your curator seat, set up your multi-sig and your pure proxy, and then do this process, right? But overall, I think it's pretty good process.
And if RFP number 2 works out, we'll have a nice app that takes out a lot of that complexity. So you can just fire off RFPs and see what people think.
But it's like some people might have really good ideas, but they're not technical, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a high level idea, just put it on the forum.
Absolutely.
And if it's sound, people that are more technically competent or whatever will jump on it and try and help you out, right? Don't be afraid to just propose random stuff. It's actually really fun to do, and the worst that can happen is someone calls you an idiot, which is doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Ideas, guys, it's your time to shine. Jose.
Yeah, this whole thing is just meant to really decentralized development. Really, no one is saying we should do this or that. This is like, oh, you see something that you want to have happening in the network, you propose it. Make sure that the basically curators are known in the ecosystem, or they are responsible curators and such, right? But that's going to evolve, right? So I think the mechanism is great, and just test driving this thing right now, it's just awesome.
All right. Hey, I have another ref I wanted to ask the panel about here. Oh, well, first though, I'd like to introduce Kaz, who I met on an airplane back from Denver, and he happens to live in my neighborhood, and he's been a core contributor to East End Toronto meetups. We just, I don't know, had a few too many together last night. Kaz, welcome to the show.
Thank you. This is amazing. I love the fact that you guys are live and doing this for real. I actually was part of building something like this OpenGov for NEAR, and we launched it. Yeah, we launched it, and we voted in 27 representatives, and we had proper governance. But then ultimately, it got corrupted. We had corrupt people getting elected, so it had to be shut down. But I love the fact that you guys are doing this. I had a question on the proposals. In my previous life, before I started Web3, I was and thus working heavily in strategic sourcing and procurement. So my question is like, why not have everything in RFP? Why do you RFP? So as soon as someone wants to do something, it just automatically gets turned into an RFP, right? And then at least some competition, right? So
look at this. This is exactly right. And that first RFP for the Tornado Cash one, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Somebody was proposing it, so we flipped it into RFP. And the question, why not all RFPs? Well, yeah, exactly.
As soon as someone want to create an Uno game, right, make an RFP out of it, and maybe there's other people that also want to make an Uno game or make a better game or make whatever, right? And they should be able to propose as well, and then you have a little bit of evaluation to do, rather than just evaluating one project, and you can evaluate against some criteria and whatever.
All right. Sounds like we're on the right track. Yeah, it's a culture shift, and I think maybe we can get there.
Yeah,
cool. Good point.
Thanks. I mean, we've been talking about RFPs for a year or something. So it's not, because a lot of us come from a traditional industry where RFP is the norm. It's just there's been some technical challenges as well. So for example, like if we create these bounties, if we do this on Polkadot, I believe bounties can't hold or pay out in stable coins right now. So once that is solved,
it's gonna help.
Then
we can do these RFPs and with stable coins on Polkadot. And I think it will move in that direction for sure. Yeah.
Right on. Strand, you sound like you come from my my home country. I'm Gothenburg.
I was gonna say I googled you because this guy must be Swedish, So yeah. No, I'm from Sweden. Yeah.
Right on.
Hey, nice. Yeah. Hey, there's another ref I wanted to get the panel's opinion about today, and Kaz, such a pleasure to have you here. By the way, thanks very much for coming. This is ref 1509. This is the Substrate Asset Game Engine Sage by Cedric Adeyuna. It's 80,000 USDT, and it's an interesting proposal for development of some infrastructure, but then also 2 kind of games to show it off. Right now, under 10% support, and I think we're still waiting for DV to come in on this. Well, Chaos DAO did come in on the nay side already. But yeah, any thoughts on this from the panel? Nay? Okay. Angie, Dotplay was called out here saying that this doesn't really fit into Dotplay's direction right now. Did you want to make a comment on that, confirm, or?
I haven't spoken to Cedric about any of it, so.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, Jose?
Shouldn't Adeyuna just kind of like shouldn't they go to a union and try to fund it through their treasury instead?
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought.
Yeah, yeah. Did somebody else have their hand up there? No. Okay. Yeah, it was an interesting one, but if we're not really feeling it, okay. They wanted to the games that want to build Full House Fury, and the other one is I can't see it here. Okay, yeah, but okay, I did find it a little odd, and also maybe maybe we've learned that just building infrastructure without a plan for adoption for people to actually use it is not always working out. But maybe we'll have them on the show and get more information about that. Okay, anything else we want to talk about before we look at refs that are... Oh, Michael, just because we have you here, any update on Mandala? You have Toronto devs building Mandala, and we had one come to our meetup, our East End meetup, and they showed me, I don't know if they're allowed to, but they showed me the app that the government is going to use and that the citizens are going to use. It was amazing.
They got cheeky, Jay, but I think it was only because it was you that they actually showed it.
Okay.
We will have a full announcement on Wednesday, so anyone that wants to come and be there for it, there'll be the whole team will be live on Wednesday, so follow the Mandala X account, and there'll be a large announcement about everything, including some reveals and all sorts of stuff. So Wednesday on the Mandala X account, Mandala Chain at Mandala Chain on X.
All right. Thanks very much. Yeah, excited for that. Sounds very good. Okay. Other than that, I guess, yeah, Limo, you had some?
Yeah, thank you to everybody who has voted on Ref 1510. Should confirm in like 13 days' time. And then hopefully we get more like actual deep liquidity for these Snowbridge stablecoins to massively improve like on and off ramping from Polkadot to and from Ethereum. So let's hopefully finish everything pretty soon. As far as I know, deep liquidity is being discussed with various people and should be deployed hopefully this month.
So deep stablecoin liquidity from Ethereum would be amazing, but first we want to make these assets sufficient. So basically, you don't need DOT or anything to enjoy stablecoins on Polkadot. Ethereum stablecoins on Polkadot.
Yep, this is I like quote tweeted some guy today who was complaining about like Ethereum layer 2 UX.
Yeah.
His like girlfriend or something like moved USDT off of Binance to Arbitrum and then realized she needed ETH and didn't have any money left to buy ETH and transfer it. On Polkadot, you can just transfer like native USDT to like Nova Wallet, buy DOT with just USDT. You don't need DOT already. You can swap it into like ETH, Bitcoin or TBTC, whatever. Aave, Solana token is like really good. And we can bring that experience to people that bridge from Ethereum as well, not just withdrawing from CEXs. So it's pretty nice.
Sounds lovely. Yeah, Spectre.
Yeah, just a quick announcement on behalf of Hungarian Polkadot DAO. Basically, due to popular demand, we're bringing back the open office hours. So I'm dropping the link in the chat. It's Tuesdays, and I believe it's 3 p.m. UTC. But you can book 20-minute slots.
All right, I'll throw that in the chat here for anybody who wants to check it out. Thank you very much. And just to take a quick look at refs that are confirming before we close out the show, we have Paseo top-up. So there's a bounty that's supporting the development and maintenance of Paseo. This is a top-up of 155.93 thousand DOT to keep that going. It was proposed by OTAR and 100% support. That's confirming right now. We have the public funding for RPC providers via Bounty 31. Again, DOT is needed for these top-ups. So this is 39,511 DOT. That's confirming. And finally, Open Zeppelin support for Polkadot Hub and Polkadot Cloud in 2025. This is 1.75 million USDT for a great partner that we've had a lot of success with in the past. Very familiar tooling for a lot of developers. This is almost done its 7-day confirmation as well. 99.6% in favor of that one. So that's it. That was a very wild show. Definitely a lot of interesting proposals, and very happy to bring it to you today. We're going to see you again on Monday, where we get probably deeper into RFPs, but not before we give you a Space Monkeys episode with a fellow from the Midnight Project on Cardano. So you can check out how privacy's going over there and compare it to what we're doing over on Kusama. Really nice to have you all here. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you very soon.